Welcome back, guys. So we are at the boat right now, working on it. We got a ton of work to do, so we might as well bring you guys with us. As you can see, we got a lot of the hull exposed, and we're not taking off the entire sections on both sides. They want to do like little sections at once, so that he said if we take the skin off the whole boat, you don't know if it's going to twist or shift or anything. So we're just going to do big sections at once. So right now we got all the lumber you guys saw in the last episode. We got what we need. I want to come in here and sand everything down, get this all prepared, the edges even better and ready, so that we can see exactly how this structure is. Right now it looks amazing. There's a couple boards I want to replace, but I don't see rot or tears or cracks or anything anywhere. But I want to sand it down to nothing, and then really inspect every little inch of this thing. And then once we put on the sides, of course, I'll repaint it again with epoxy paint. I don't want to do it now because I want the outside shell to adhere to raw wood instead of paint. So I'll just have to get inside afterwards and paint it again. But for right now, I want to clean up this section and really inspect it so you guys can see there's no wood, there's no rot or anything. So yeah, let's get going. The weather is so it's about to start raining. I wanted to get stuff, it's like a 2-hour drive. I want to get stuff done while we're here. So I know I'm using a grinder here, but I got a sanding disc just for wood. And I'm not trying to take off all the paint. I just want to take off the shine and get it down. I don't need it, I don't really want to get it down to like bare wood and accidentally start taking chunks out or, you know, making it thinner or anything. I just want to get it down to where I can see what's under it. There's no rot, nothing like that. It's solid. And it's smoothed out so that the new paint will go right on it. But it's about to freaking rain. It's nice that it's not 1,000 degrees, but I'm gonna try to work as fast as possible before we get wet. So this whole chunk we found is it was rotted out, or yeah, basically rotted out around this nail again. I think they probably put in an inferior nail as opposed to all the other ones just for the patches when they're in an emergency. So this wood is coming apart. So we're gonna cut it out like this and kind of inlay a new board, epoxy it in, really clamp it in, let it dry, and then later we'll cut it to size or sand it or whatever, just so it like matches perfectly. But I just want to get rid of rotten wood. It's kind of like a rotten apple in a barrel, it'll rot all of it. So I've tried to get the glue and paint down to where I want to see that they didn't use glue or something to hide some bad spots. So far it's awesome, except for this part where I can see before I even started. I'm lucky that the floor of the boat is protecting me from the rain. It's actually kind of nice conditions, better than what we're normally doing, working in the freaking super hot heat. Battery's dead. All the joys of working out here in the fucking jungle with no electricity. So this board right here the one that we want to do the inlay, I'm really not happy with it. I want to see how far this wet rot area went, because it's not looking good on this one. Get all this epoxy and all these fibers from the old plywood off, just so we can see. So this is what I was worried about. I didn't want, you know, the water must have got under the epoxy or the paint. Oh man, this rain is getting in now. Yeah, and I don't want it to just, I don't want these guys to just paint over it again, you know what I mean? So I want to uncover all of it, circle it, so that they're doing a lot of work while we're not here, because they live right here. Even though if we're here every day, they get a lot of work done. They're a good crew, but I just want to make sure they don't miss any of these spots and just paint over something. Not saying they would, but this board so far is the only problem I've seen in this big section that we're doing. I don't want to go too deep. I just want to get the epoxy and the old skin off. So it looks bad, but that brown color is just the fibers from the old skin, the old plywood, and I just want to take that last little bit off that was attached with that really good glue, just so, like I said, so we have a smooth part to glue the next one on, and so we can see if there's any rot. But so far there's not, except for that one board down there. But I think I'm gonna have to start at the other end now, because we might get rained out. I don't want to expose all this bare wood just to get it wet. So looks like I'm sanding down the boards, but I'm not. I'm sanding down that plywood on the outside of the boards with the epoxy in between. Check it out. I hit the original ribs. So we found out this entire boat is made out of mahogany. So yeah, it's a hardwood, it's a good one. It was not our first choice for our reinforcements that we're gonna add. But the good thing is it's a hardwood, it's treated, it's dried, it's really good. But it's a lot lighter than what we're about to use, so there's that, because we're about to add a lot of weight. So yeah, there's that. But I'm down to the mahogany mahogany ribs now. This is a long task. And then I gotta do the insides. I already started the insides. I did that half, but it started raining. I just gotta do the insides and get that down to almost bare wood, at least so I can see there's nothing hidden underneath, no rot or anything like over there was. But so far so good, just a lot of work. So at a certain point, I just have to give it over to the experts and let them do what they do. It'll also be a learning experience for me. They're much more experienced at the Filipino boat building techniques, and I'm just gonna let them do their thing and kind of look over their shoulder to put some Americanism, try to make it a little bit stronger here and there when I can. So they're measuring up these big boards we just brought. They're gonna cut some ribs. Let's check out how they do that. My dude's been holding out on me. They showed up over there with like little tiny chisels and hand tools, and now this guy just like wants to round some corners. He whips out a electric planer, is like showing me how to do it. Sweet. So this is interesting. In my head, you know, the side of the boat is like this, and you know, the ribs have to go like this, and then the skin attaches. And in my head, I was like, I need to go get a measuring tool and an angle finder and all these things, because we got to bevel the edge of the rib so that it's angled, so that it doesn't go square up to the angled plywood. It's tapered like that. I was like, well, I'm thinking of all these ways we're gonna do it. He just whipped out a electric planer and is tapering the whole side of the wood like he's done it a million times. So that's pretty cool. I want to see how it goes on the boat. I can't believe he just whipped that out by hand. That was awesome. So you can see, I wasn't explaining it well, but you can see if it goes here, it's gonna have to be tapered, angled like that. Maggie, what's this? Plywood? They made they got their own straight edge ruler, I guess. Yeah, ruler. They can make a 90-degree angle. Made out of their plywood from an old boat.
What's it called?
A ruler, I guess.
A squala.
Squala. Squala in Tagalog. Or Visayas. Stupid Americans. You bring the skill saw, you bring the rotary saw, you bring the grinder, you bring every saw and power tool you can think of, and they just whip out their hand saw and said, I'll do it. So this is why we're using this super hard, expensive wood, man. Look at the fibers and the grains. You can't even see them. They're so tiny and packed, super dense, way heavier than everything else, but it's gonna add a little bit of weight, but that's a huge open, you know, space for displacing the water. So yeah.
Yeah, but they have some yeah, the one that we use. It's like 19 for copper.
You see this? $1, $5, $5, $100.
BB clam, 5-year-old BB clam.
Why do you put it on there? for the bones.
Ah.
The wood.
Oh, so this goes on the back side.
Yes.
Yeah, not in between this and that,
No.
but on this back side.
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
see this because we put the line this.
Oh, okay.
So what should be from the bottom? Yeah, what should be we have to the strong one. To hold.
I keep trying to help, but I feel like I'm just getting in the way. I feel like a little kid holding a flashlight so daddy can take off the freaking carburetor or something. Yeah, the only thing I could do is just stay out of the way and try to learn something. Learn my own boat for sure, but learn how traditional bancas are made here. But I'm trying not to get in the way. I keep trying to help and then I'm just in the way and I do it wrong or something. So I'm just gonna kind of, I mean, even Elvis has a freaking job. He's filming and I'm just like, I feel bad. I hate being the one not working, being lazy, but I think they would prefer it if I don't. So yeah, let's just try to learn something and watch how it goes. So we're having a problem at the beginning, the front of the boat. The hole, it bends like the biggest bend on the whole boat. So we're having a problem with this Lawat on wood because it's the hardest or whatever. It doesn't like to bend because it's also treated and kiln dried. So I think that we're worried about it cracking. So we're gonna use it on the rest of the boat because if you look down the boat, the curve is only right here where we have to bend. The rest will be pretty flat. So we can still use this hard wood for the rest of the boat. But Alex is going right now. I just gave him some money to get another species called Gemelina. It's basically almost the same thing. Really, really hard, but it hasn't been kiln dried yet. And it's a little bit more flexible. We'll be able to work it around the corner, around the edge, and bend it into shape without it breaking, I hope, because it's getting expensive. If you were at a shop or something, you could use a steamer or whatever, steam this board for 2 or 3 or 4 hours or whatever, and then take it out of the steamer and form it around these curves. But out here on the beach, I don't even know where I would find that, let alone, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So just for these 2 boards, we only need 2 right here on this curve. We're gonna try Gemelina, and it's a super hard wood anyway. It's just not dried out. We're saving all these little chips or pieces of the boat that, you know, they chiseled out. I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet. Dexter and Elvis wanted to do some kind of souvenir thing where we sell these for like a good cause or something. I don't know yet, but we'll save them. Maybe a little souvenir, the Critter Republic boat 2023. I don't know, you guys give me some ideas. We'll save them for now.
Mau gani nang
Kasalom dia, orang orang mana? Suruh dista kayak mana nih?
kasi tapos pinagdagong isda boss. Oh, pwede mong iro dito nga sipod na mong gani oh.
I just remember the name of this. It's a square. Ruler. So you guys that keep commenting that I need this tool and that tool and airbags and saw tables and sandblasters and a million different comments we're getting, these guys just get it done with what they got. They would really embarrass some workers in America with what they could do with little to nothing. So yeah, by the time I'm out here like planning, I'm gonna set up my table. I brought a saw, a big table saw. I'm gonna set it up like a temporary one I can put here on the beach and run out some power. I bought the battery packs. By the time I was like thinking of planning all that, he sits on the ground and he's already sawed it with his hand saw and already fitting it in. And then fitting it and taking it down and chiseling a little more, fitting it, taking it down, making it perfect. So it's incredible what these guys can get done on a shoestring budget and, you know, no resources. So it's awesome.
Alam mo sa board. Para magamit ka board.
Gamay mo ganyan kaman eh.
Hindi na ka daw board. Pwede na dire.
Sa klama na.
Yung ka board.
Gusto na ko ato. Sir.
Yeah, buddy. They're just fitting it right, making every little millimeter tight. And then they want to clamp it in there overnight instead of, because we had a bunch of rain today, as you saw earlier. I mean, it's dry, but we want to make sure it's really dry. I don't want to put epoxy or whatever on dampness. And on top of that, they want to keep it clamped overnight because of that curve, so that the wood kind of settles into place before we epoxy glue it and put the nails in there. So yeah, it took us a while to get this much done, but it's looking awesome. It was super strong. I was like, where's Alex? I can't find him anywhere. And then we finally found him live streaming on his own little Facebook. What are you doing up there?
Yeah, I do a live stream.
How'd you even get up there? You got a good view? Alright, let's check out the view. Alright guys, I'm gonna call that a day. It's getting too dark. We're gonna let those forms set, or the ribs set in their shape, so that we can glue it and stuff in the morning. It's been an awesome day. It feels like we didn't get a lot done because it took so long for us to find the materials. Didn't even get here till like 2 or something. But these are important ribs, so I'm glad we got to work on that today. And also see the boat builder crew getting stuff done. They're pretty good. I'm always amazed what they can get done. So tomorrow I got a bunch of divers, the students and stuff. I got to stay at the shop. So I'm gonna send Elvis down here in the morning early so he can just film these guys non-stop and see what's going on, because these guys are working at like lightning speed. We don't want to miss anything, any little detail. I don't have to be here every day. They could keep on working. You know, I want to be here as much as possible, but either me or Elvis or Dexter or all three of us or whatever, and Alex can be here and film and help and buy materials if we need more. And yeah, but we don't all have to be here all the time. So awesome progress for today. Thank you guys so much for your support, especially you new members. And here's a shout out for you new members.